I got a couple more for you. Here he is. This is one of my favorite.
Okay, let's see. That's funny.
I'm telling you, we had some fun. I mean, this, I posted them, but as you can imagine, it was a little clubhouse conversation with a bunch of people,
Definitely captured the frumpiness.
Yeah. And here is the original. I just want to show you a picture from the Frankenstein there.
Wait, why do his arms look like that? What?
Huh?
Oh, never mind. It's his arm holding up his leg. I thought it was okay. That's really gross, actually.
I know. What kind of boomer am I? I'm a child when it comes to Kitover. I'm sorry. He's like a play toy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He's so easy to make fun of. He is so easy to make fun of. So now I've got to put I've got to PTR a bunch of things just so that's not showing. You know what I mean? I've got to change so that's far away. I leave them there because if you're not my friend, you can't see. You can't see those. But I don't want them to be up front now. Now they're up front. So I've got to just go do 1,000 PTRs. So just ignore them. I got to bury it now. I have to bury him a bit.
You got to bury the evidence of John Kitover's
existence. I'm burying him. He's almost buried. I thought you would get a kick out of that, though, because, he's so busy, recording everybody. He loves AI. He is like, did you see how many Sora videos and how many he's done?
No.
Oh, my God. He's like the AI king. He's totally AI. Totally AI. Anyways, I'm sure you want to go to bed. I probably should go to bed. And we've got Anan here. Hi, Anan. Welcome.
Anan, if you come on stage, we'll donate to John Kitover for mayor of Chicago.
There you go.
All right. Well, I'm glad we got to.
Good night. Yeah, it was
one-on-one, Elena.
Yeah.
Have a great night. I'll see you next time.
All right. Take care. Good night.
Bye-bye.
We're all going to vote for him. That is not what Black people did. And so to think that you can just run up to us and just throw anything at us, that's to me disrespectful and anti-Black.
But he's going to make an argument that that's exactly what Democrats do.
Well, no, that's not even. I'll make the actual argument I would make, right? So when it comes to, all right, so Shaw, let me ask you a question, right? And I ain't even really like trying to debate or go back and forth, just trying to have a convo, right? So do you feel like when Obama ran for president that we were already in a racist white supremacy type of America? Do you believe that to be true?
Is that a real question?
As a person who was a Muslim in 2001 and knew instinctively that when the Twin Towers got hit, that they would be automatically hunting us down if it were anybody who was identified as a Muslim involved? Absolutely. But as a person who grew up in the South, absolutely. Like, you don't get to run from the uncomfortable part of this country. There is no law that passed that made people change overnight. These people are passing their traditions down. We have traditions of cooking and, what we do as a family and this and that and the other. And we also pass down toxic behavior that is learned and passed on from generation to generation. And we're the ones that have to say, hey, and by we, I mean just a regular we, not a Black we. that we have to be the ones to say, well, my kids aren't going to have to, my kids aren't going to have to put up with this illogical behavior or this abusive behavior or this toxic thinking. And so some people have worked to do that, and there's a lot of work to do. And in the case of race, there is still a ton of work to do, because we also have to contend with the root of this place. And that's just a fact. It can be uncomfortable for everybody, but when our kids are getting shot and people are still making excuses as to why it's okay here and not okay here, and it's fine here when it happens to this one, but not okay when it happens to that one. Like, don't ask me to not believe my eyes. Don't tell me my eyes are lying.
No, that's what I'm saying. I agree with you. That's the thing. That's why I feel like we can kind of like come on the same page. I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree with you, right? But then I always also have to ask the question: if that's the state that America was in, how did he end up serving 2 terms?
How did Barack Obama serve 2 terms?
Yeah, if this is a racist, white supremacy, country that we live in, I'm just curious, and I don't have the answer. I'm just like speculating and asking the question, right? Like, how did he end up serving 2 terms?
Well, because people came out and voted for him. He had among black voters, he had one of the highest turnouts before, I believe it was Joe Biden. But among black voters, and he had a historical turnout with black voters. That's one of the things. And he also had a pretty big turnout with the defendants. And that was enough to get him over the hump. So, I mean, yeah. I mean,
that would mean that white supremacy. All right, so let me just ask a question. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not trying to argue. So that would mean, in that sense, white supremacy isn't as powerful as we say it is.
No, that's not true. One thing doesn't blend to the other. I mean, there were the same folks that came out and voted for Biden, and the same folks that voted for Barack Obama and that voted for him.
If every black person voted twice for Barack Obama, he still would have lost the election. This has nothing to do with black voter turnout.
Sure.
All right, white women voted in large numbers for Barack Obama.
We just said
when Hillary ran against. Oh my God!
Turnout.
You stressed it. Quinn. The brother asked you a direct question.
And I answered.
Your direct answer had to do with black voter turnout.
No,
that's what you said.
My answer.
No, okay, man. You said nothing about white women. You said nothing about white women.
Because you jumped in before I could finish.
I jumped in before. The brother spoke. Yeah. I'm speaking now. You can't. You gave a whole complete answer. You gave a whole complete answer.
No,
the brother's asking you an excellent question.
Okay,
so he had a turnout. He had a historic turnout with black folks. He had a very good turnout with independents and with white women and college-educated white men. That was why he won.
Keyword: college-educated.
Right.
Is that enough, Anthony, or did you want to expound a little bit more since you want to hear it? I just said historic turnout.
How did he get in for 2 terms? And super racist.
The same people came out to vote for him.
The white racist people?
Some pretty terrible.
But America's super racist.
You realize it's white folks that ain't racist, right?
Yeah,
you realize
that?
Every
they
white
exist, person is
maybe not a lot,
racist.
but enough. What's going on?
There were enough white people. There were enough white people who were voting for Obama that, and you can look this up.
Along with a historic turnout of black people.
They had Confederate flag buttons that was still, vote for Obama. These people were in a very dire economic situation, and things were not looking good for them. He got a turnout that was really interesting because, yes, even some of those, rednecks popped up and said, you know what, things are not looking good for us. And part of the reason why, I'm not saying a lot of them, but a good little number of them, to where their racism doesn't always supersede their material condition. and some of them were really not doing well. And they said, well, let me do a shot in the dark because this man is at least not going to, kill us. He's not going to kill us all.
And we can also I'm sorry, Jay.
Give it a try.
We can also clear this up I'm sorry, Michael, one more time. We can also clear this up because I think this is pivotal. When black folks referred to white folks as being racist, so we thought we didn't necessarily need to say this, but we'll say it just in case for the slow people in the room. We don't necessarily mean that all white people are racist. We don't mean that at all. We're smart enough to understand that there are a good number of white people in this country who are not racist.
But that's why I asked the question the way I did, and I said,
you're asking that question with the understanding that we don't know that.
Hold on.
So we understand that. There were enough white people who were not racist who came out to vote, and there were enough of them that stayed home, apparently, or not enough of them came out to vote. So whatever that mixture was, there were enough of those people that came out, along with a historic number of black people that can't be overlooked. And he also won independence in the middle. So there's also a lot of people and a number of other people that we don't need to. You can go and look up the exit polling. It's very easy to do for both 2008 and 2012.
Hey, Quinn, I'm not disagreeing.
The most pivotal thing is we're talking about is that when we say that, because you seem to be trying to imply that along with your co-host Ed McMahon as well, that we are implying that all white people are racist. And how could Obama win 2 terms if the country was so racist? Well, there's a good swath of white people in this country who are extremely racist. That's who we're referring to. We're not talking about everyone. Just so that you can go forward with this conversation so that neither of you have to say no dumb shit like that again. Go right in.
Also, a fun fact about systemic racism is you don't actually need racist people to keep the system going. It's systemic. So unless you can have people who, vote for Obama, they're not racist, but, unless you're being actively anti-racist, you're still letting the system go as the system goes. So yeah, there was lots of non-racists voting for Obama, but the system's still gonna go.
They ain't ready for that part, Michael.
I heard a story when I was talking to some people, and they were doing canvassing. I think it was in West Virginia, and they knocked on the door. They were like, who are you voting for, in the election? And the woman was like, I don't know. My husband decides, and whatever. And he was like, is your husband home? And it's like, he's back there. And she was like, hey, who are we voting for? And the person heard from the other word,
it's a vibrator string.
What? Let's see.
Wow. I just thought it was a good idea to lay that to rest because that seems to be that's always a narrative that circulates. Well, if the country is so racist, which is such an ignorant argument to make.
If it's ignorant, why do most people agree and say it's a true fact on stage just now as we're having this conversation?
Would agree to what?
That America is racist.
America is, but do you understand what people are saying? Did Michael just explain that to you? Do you understand what he meant when he said that?
No, but what you just said, you said it as if people on this stage didn't agree and say that's facts. Literally, what you just said, you said as if people didn't agree.
It is 100% a fact that America is racist.
So because Obama won, there's no institutional or systemic racism? I know Ed McMahon doesn't agree with that, but
I'm not saying that, bro.
Ed McMahon?
Bro, I'm not saying that. I posed the question before I even got into what I was getting into.
America is 100% absolutely racist, structurally all oriented around the white man.
What's going on? We're trying to have a regular conversation.
Patty, don't
say nothing when he calls me Ed McMahon, right, Patty? You got nothing to say.
Ed McMahon.
I'm different space. Guess what? I don't give a fuck. Okay.
Ooh, shit.
So, State, why would you ask that question? Why would you? Why would you imply?
I didn't apply.
Put a hammer with a nail.
Hold on, bro. I
To
didn't
some
apply
people,
anything.
everything looks like a nail.
Was when Obama got in office, were we dealing with a white racist, white supremacy, that like were we dealing with that type of America? That was the question that I asked. I was speaking to I don't want to get her name wrong, my bad, but Sha. And when I asked that question, she said yes. So I just followed up and just was curious, and I wanted to ask. That's the state of the nation. How did Obama serve 2 terms? Like I didn't apply nothing on nobody. I was just trying to like just get some understanding. Like I'm not saying I'm right, wrong, whatever the case is. I'm just listening to how the conversation is going, and I'm asking questions, trying to get understanding, and just doing my mind digging.
You don't mind me asking, how old are you? Because it's relevant to the question.
I'm a grown adult.
You can tell me relatively.
I'm a grown adult. I got kids. I got a lot of.
Are you over 30?
He said 30 earlier, Glenn.
Okay,
yeah, I'm over 30. Yeah.
Okay, so we're almost 20 years removed from that time. So you may not. There may be some things you genuinely didn't understand. So I'm telling. So. Listen, I apologize if you did not.
I'm an analog.
I'm under the impression that most people understand.
He voted me for the cassettes. I like it. I love it.
One that
I want some more of it. Mozart.
So you may not have understood that. You were probably about maybe 10, 12 years old when that happened, somewhere around there.
I mean, this is cool. I didn't project me doing anything. That's what I'm saying. I just said I asked some questions, and I was trying to understand this. So I ran through. Check this out, man. From the 80s and 90s, even before I was born. You live this long and still talk that dumb shit. He got a woman. He went to that country. He got a good one. Now, the only part where I step on him at, or step on any black man, if you date outside your race, you talk about your race. That's the fuck part. I date outside my race. I love women. I get a white woman, it's the woman that I meet in my life at that time. There's white women, there are fucked Chinese women, there are fucked Mexican women, they're just fucked women who you get in your fucking life, but everybody got this knowledge of traveling. But I never disrespected the black woman because when I'm dating a white woman, I'm dating. When I'm dating a Mexican woman, I'm dating. I'm not dating a Mexican woman and saying what she's not with the black woman. And I'm going to try to make her that. No, I'm not going to date a Russian woman. White black women love me unconditional. It didn't work out. That's understandable. Shit happens. You're just too old for this shit to be thinking coke. So fuck. You know, bad coke comes from every country. Comes from every country. Coke is bad, motherfucker. Ain't no good coke. I just talk some shit. The man found love with that race. And it's just like Novocaine. Give it some time. She probably fuck over him too. But we don't know that. And I hope his marriage lasts for a long time. But it can happen. Get a green card and... Oh my goodness. I'm going back on me. Go ahead, Clarity. Stupid motherfucker.
Yeah, I say this all the time, and this is a hill I'm going to die on, pretty much. I gotta own it. The same thing I say to the women at this point. I say, fuck it, I gotta say it to the men. If I'm dating outside my race, and at the same time I'm blaming the women for having to do it, you don't get to blame the women, but you dating outside your race because you're hurt. You a hurt nigga. We're gonna call it what it is. You's a hurt nigga. The same way when I hear women talking about I only date white men, I don't date white men. Well, if you dating white men and this is about you dating white men, what the fuck black men got to do? If that's your thing, that's your thing. It becomes a problem when you're doing it because the black man ain't shit. that means you're not doing it because you want to do it. You're doing it because you got to do it. Because of the mindset you created in the way you chose to identify. Because if it was just about the, I just love this woman and she just so happened to be Chinese, why the fuck is we comparing it to a black woman? So it's a lot of, God damn it. Like I can't even bring it from that position because if we're saying, look, like just find a good girl and this, that, and the third, and regardless of what she is, as long as she's a good girl, I'm cool. That's one thing. But if you're doing it under the impression you can't find no good black woman, that's a hurt nigga move. That's a soft nigga move. And the soft part is when you're willing to downplay the same black woman, they give off this impression that that the woman you're dating from that other culture is better. But remember, when you do that, you're saying their culture better. And when you're saying their culture is better, when you knock your culture, you knock that culture too. You can't separate yourself. Nature told you that, regardless of how you feel. Nature told you can't separate yourself. So as bad as you hate your gums because they black, it doesn't erase you from being black. And that's the hard pill you got to swallow at the end of the day. So I get it. And again, like I said, I tell a woman the same thing. If you dating out your race and at the end of the day, you don't see race and all that good shit, then stand on it. But the minute you start comparing, remember when you feel as though you shooting her in the head, you got to turn around and put that gun in your mouth and pull the trigger, my man. Because again, you taking both y'all down at the same time. To cancel one out is to cancel both out. And we was taught that we was individuality thing. And in this individuality thing, we believe no different than one black man saying, if I made it, we all made it. Fuck no. Don't no culture move like that.
I'm sacrificing my brain for Clown House. The founders of the app should be paying me for my sacrifice. The gold scheme hasn't paid off, though. People keep sending me gold, but they keep deleting my accounts. I had to go through the whole Stripe Social Security verification system. Oh, stole all me gold. Goddamn murderer stole me gold and clothing house. I'm an angry leprechaun troll.
That was cute. I very much so appreciated your passion. The passion was wonderful, okay? I really did believe that performance, okay? I really did. So what I'm saying is, like, it's one of those situations where, unfortunately, when you're having conversations with people, some of these people have never been out the country. So they've never, like, experienced certain things, right? And I can tell you for a fact, as a person who's been out the country quite a few times, right? Like, the whole environment is just different, right? This whole American culture is just fucked up. It's goofy at this point. It's just not it. Like, the
ejection alert system has been activated. Notify all the leprechauns who stole me gold.
And that's just the reality. It's a fair process. Like, they done toss so many different things, so many different variables. It's convoluted love. Like, it's not really the love that most people will actually want, for real, and actually trust to build with. So it just is what it is. Whether it's a black woman, whatever. The whole American system of dating at this point is just fucked up. And it gotta be like revamped and like start all over again. And it just is bad. So that's why people are.
I got crevities in my knee.
The countries haven't been polluted. Conversation and new approaches to how we pursue love.
I got arthritis in my knee. How do I get rid of that arthritis in my knee? Oh, you don't like my 30 streams of bullshit? Well, why are you here watching me? Sounds like a you problem.
Their culture's been around since forever with them. You're talking about generation and generation of cultures being passed down.
Generational trauma.
It's certain things you're speaking on that you're speaking on, but you don't want to own. When you say when you meet these women and yeah, they embrace you, and that's because they come from a culture that